Thank you guys for joining me in this video series, or in this journey in which I decided to build a two-dimensional game engine in C++ using the SDL library. Now, I've been uploading a couple of videos in the past times about some important aspect of this project, how I achieve the player class, how I build the texture manager system, the event handler system, and a lot of things. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about the coordinate system, how I created a vector class which I use to manage the coordinate of the players and all that kind of stuff. Now, the idea of this project is that I want to finish up building this engine and then start a video series where you and I could write the code from scratch and create this game engine and let it work. But I need your support on that. I need you guys to let me know in the comment section if you really want it. And if you really want it, guys, you can simply subscribe to Mexico channel and turn on the notification bell so that you guys get notified when I upload new stuff. And you can also support me on Patreon, and in that way you will be able to influence what kind of content I'm going to be putting out. Like, for example, if you want me to focus on something specific, explain specifically something, then you'll be able to get that as member. But it doesn't matter anyway. I'm gonna be putting this for free. You don't have to pay, and if you guys don't have anything to give, it's not a question. Now, let's go to the coordinate system, or the vector class that I'm talking about. I hope that you guys know at least what is a vector. So a vector is like something mathematical with two dimensions. A dimension, a x dimension and y dimension. Now everything on the screen here has two coordinate data. For example, on the x-axis it has the x value, on the y-axis it has a y value, and the coordinate in the screen in the game in here is the center of the coordinate is right here. So the point sitting right here is the point with 0 on x and 0 on the y-axis, and this guy is 0 on y-axis but the width on the windows on the x-axis, and this guy has the width and the height of the windows as coordinate. This is just to let you know what I'm talking about. Maybe some people don't, and I don't know why I'm talking to right now. That's why it's important for me to mention that. Now I created this class, and the constructor simply take those coordinates and initialize a vector with it. Now we also have those public functions which are going to be used to get the value of a specific axis. Like for the x-axis we say get x, get y, and if you want to set the value of the x-axis or the y-axis, we can simply use those setters. I also have this function which simply calculate the length of a vector. The length of the vector is simply the square of the of the coordinate in the in exponent 2, and it doesn't matter, we're not doing math curves here. So I also decided to override some operators, because I didn't want to add vectors like I add normal variable, because the vector have two dimensions, and instead of writing something like this, let me show you. For example, if I want to add two vector, like for example I say v3 is equal to v1 plus v2, I can simply add those vectors like this even though they have two coordinates. But if I didn't override this operators, then I will have to write something like this: v3 from x is equal to this and this, for example. Then do it for the y-axis too, which is annoying. I don't like this. If I have to write this every time, then this is going to be a nightmare for me, and I don't want this. That's why I can simply override these operators like the addition, the subtraction operator, and whenever I pass two vectors to this by adding them, then I can simply, let me show you. For example, in the player, so here the player.cpp. so if I go on top here, you can see right here, those are vectors. The position and the velocity, those are vectors, but I can simply add them by using this operator, which is not something standard by C++. You have to implement it yourself. That's why I decided to implement this so that I could use it easily, and it kept me from writing a second one line of code every time I do something with a vector, and I really appreciate it. I did the same for the subtraction, for the multiplication, and I'm also going to be doing this for the division, and yeah, but for now I didn't need that one. That's why I leave it like that. So that was how I create my vector class for the coordinate in the project. Let me remove this, or this will break down my whole code. And I just wanted to show you guys so you know how you could do this by your own. And yeah, thank you guys for watching videos on Medical channel, and remember, you can support me on Patreon so I could focus more on this kind of content and provide you what you're looking for. Good day or good night or whatever.
Prouve le contraire si l'on dit de toi que t'es nul.